Welcome back to Up North at 4, and joining us now, it's Kaitlin Wikoff from Wild Instincts here in Rhinelander. And Kaitlin, you brought a friend with you. Who is this?
Of course. This is Whisk.
Hi,
she is
Whisk.
our resident barred owl. She was brought to us as a chick. She had wing injuries, essentially to the hand part of her wing on both sides, so she cannot fly well enough to hunt for herself, so she's unreleasable. So she's been living with us ever since, and she's been great, you know, to come out and help educate people.
Yeah, and you mentioned injuries. That's what you guys do, right? You rehabilitate animals that can be rehabilitated, but some just stay with you forever, right?
Exactly. So it's very infrequent. So yes, our job is, we're wildlife rehabilitators. So our job is to take care of injured and orphaned animals. And our goal, right, is always to get them back out in the wild where they belong. Very occasionally, you know, we have a special case that isn't releasable and finds a home with us.
Absolutely. So Kaitlin, I'm curious though, how did you get involved with Wild Instincts, and what sort of led you down that path? Was like growing up, you always knew, I want to do something with animals, or?
Yeah, I was always kind of a bird nerd as a kid.
Yeah.
Right? Animals are so cool. There's so many, so there's always something to learn. So yeah, I went to school for wildlife biology. I graduated and I got an internship at Wild Instincts. So I did 2 years as an intern, and then turned out that it all worked out and I got hired on full time. So I've been there for 5 years now.
So I would say that constitutes as working out, right? If you go from intern to full-time employee,
well, I
right?
think so.
So you've had Whisk for 8 years. You've been there for 5 years.
Yeah.
And other animals you're getting in now. We're heading into that season, right? Where things are happening quickly.
Yep.
Turtles, bears, all sorts of stuff. Walk us through what that looks like right now.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's spring, right?
Yeah.
It's baby season. Things are migrating back to the north. They're coming out of hibernation. Like I said, it's baby season. So all sorts of things are coming back, and we're seeing them. So yes, we've gotten a turtle that got hit by a car already because it was so warm last week that they were starting to come out of hibernation. We have 5 baby bear cubs, right? Because they were born in January, as all bears up here in Wisconsin are. And coming out of the den, they just got disconnected from mom somehow. And so we have them until they're ready to go. We've got baby squirrels. And so we're waiting for more things to come in.
Like every day, the door's open, right?
Yeah, we never know what's going to happen next.
So I am curious though. So you have a couple cubs, you have animals that come in like turtles that are injured, and each of them kind of have a different background, why they're at Wild Instincts. At what point do you guys decide, I think this animal is ready to be released back into the wild? And what's that process like?
That's a good question. So it depends on why we get them. So if you get an adult who's just injured, then you just need to make sure that they've recovered enough from that injury to be able to go out and either hunt for themselves or be able to find food like they normally would. So once they're back to, you know, a normal operating condition, then an adult could go. With babies, it's different. So then we are Wild Instincts because their wild instincts are so powerful. They're very good at just knowing what to do. We just have to, you know, keep them long enough that they're self-sufficient. So
isn't nature cool?
I know.
It's so cool.
It's so cool.
All right, so like with Whisk though, like you know, because her wings are not there, that she'll never be able to be successful in the wild, right?
Right. Her wings are there. She just doesn't have maneuverability enough to hunt well enough.
Okay, and is she, I mean, she's been with you guys for 8 years, so she's clearly responded somewhat well with
I think she likes
kind of
this.
living. Yeah. I don't know if this is a face of an animal that enjoys being her.
She's staring at you. Do you think she like sees mice behind you like on the video?
I don't know, but am I cool with Whisk, Kaitlin? Be honest.
I mean, you give her space and she'll give you her space.
Well, he's kind of close. Like, you know, there's, what, 2 feet there?
Nah.
2, 3? She's good.
Blink if I'm cool, Whisk.
Blink if you're in trouble.
Never get into a staring contest.
That is not good.
Staring contest. Can we get you?
So, Kaitlin, you were mentioning before, this is the busy season for you folks at Wild Instincts. The baby season, I believe, is what you called it. And obviously, animals are out there moving. So there's a lot of important things for the general public, like Jeff and I, to know. We're going to dig into that deeper. We're up against the clock, so you mind sticking around and answering a few of these questions here? We'll be right back on Up North at 4. Stick with us. Welcome back to Up North at 4. We're joined by Kaitlin Wikoff from Wild Instincts here in Rhinelander, and Whisk, the barred owl, who I've been trying to make peace with, but I don't know if
I think you're
Whisk
good.
Whisk is
You know,
digging
she's
me.
giving you the eye, but it's all good.
I mean well, Whisk, I promise. All right. But Kaitlin, before the break here, we mentioned this is a busy time of year for you folks at Wild Instincts, baby season, as you called it. Is this time of year just things are starting to melt, more animals are moving, or is it just simply there are more of them because a lot of them are mating and producing offspring? I don't even know if you would know that for chance,
it's all of the above, right? So there's more animals coming back. They had a long journey to get back, so they really want a lot of food when they get here. And the weather isn't cooperating with that.
And the ground's covered in snow and ice, that's hard to find food.
Yeah. So, you know, putting out supplemental food for the birds, you know, whether or not it's dried mealworms or cut up fruit or, you know, any bird seed that you want to put out during the day to help the birds, but then take it in at night so you're not encouraging the raccoons and the skunks and the bears in your yard because people aren't as fond of those. You know, so if you want to help the animals out that way. But in terms of, babies are being born, so that's putting more animals on the landscape. But also, it's springtime. We want to get out and do things too. And so people, you know, start going into garages and sheds and prepping things that they haven't used for the past 6 months. And, you know, Mama Squirrel or whoever may have liked to use that shed since it was all quiet and cozy. And so we do, you know, people go into and disturb nests and things. And so if you happen to come across any babies or, you know, any animals that you have questions on, please give us a call. We're always happy to talk people through situations because sometimes, you know, depending on the species, mom might come back or, you know, they might not need our help yet. And so we always hesitate to intervene before we're really needed. So we're always happy to talk people through that.
And go ahead.
I was just going to ask, like, how do you determine that, just out of curiosity? How do you determine if an animal needs your help at Wild Instincts or if there's, I think there's a chance mom comes back?
Right. Well, like I said, totally depends on species, on age, where the animal is, what they're doing, how long they've been alone, you know, like, did you just go into the shed and you saw, you know, mom squirrel, run off and there's 2 babies still in there, you know, it's like, well, she'll probably come back. Can you just, you know, close up the shed and leave it alone for a little while? Versus, okay, well, there's baby bunny in the yard. Well, it's been there all day. I haven't seen anything, you know. That's a different story. So, like I said, give us a call.
Case by case.
Every case is different. We're happy to walk you through them.
Totally.
I'm curious though, like last week's weather, 80s and sunny, right? Are there lots of animals that got confused by that who came out? I heard peepers the other day. The peepers were out. But now it's below freezing today. Is this hurting the peepers or other animals as well?
I mean, the water is still open, right? So open water means it's not frozen, so they can still go in the water and be warmer than the snow. But it's, you know, things have already started rolling. The daylight length, the time of light is still going. So they know what time of year it is. And it's not the latest we've ever had snow. So they can cope with it to a degree. But we're all hoping that it's going to warm up soon.
A lot of us. I've been all the time. All day long is like, we're just warmer.
Knocking on a lot of wood around here. And so, Kaitlin, obviously you mentioned it as well. At this time of year, we see more animals getting hit by cars as well. What is something that, is it just a matter of being more alert, knowing that, hey, there might be turtles, deer, bear cubs, whatever it might be, crossing the roadways? Is it that simple?
I mean, it is. I mean, slow down, watch for wildlife. We live in the Northwoods, right? We're very lucky to have so much of it around. But yeah, I mean, it's springtime. Things are starting to move. There's, you know, little ones who can't keep up with mom as much. And so they're a little slower to cross the road. So yeah, just slow down, keep your eyes on.
A lot of animals too, don't they cross the road in like places they used to last year as well, right? They kind of cross in the same spots to get to their feeding grounds, or is that true, or is that?
That's a really good question. I mean, I don't know. I've never asked, you know, a turtle if that's the same place that he crossed last year.
Can you please get back to us with that information?
Okay, you got me. My job would be so easy.
But like, there's turtle crossings. I've seen signs.
I've seen the signs. I've seen the signs. All right, Kaitlin, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Oh no.
This is probably the toughest question you're going to answer all day.
Okay.
You've been with Wild Instincts for 5 years.
Okay.
What moment, looking back, is maybe your favorite, whether it's a certain animal that came in or just a cerern animal you felt the connection with? Is there one?
Ooh, you can never pick a favorite, right? Your favorite animal is always the one that you're holding at the time.
Oh, come on.
I mean, you can't get better than working with all the native species in the state. I mean, deer and bear and otters and bunnies and squirrels and eagles and hummingbirds. I mean, you list it. We've got it.
Can you bring an otter next time?
No.
Okay.
No, they don't do that.
No otters.
Dang it, there's rules.
We got to hang out with Whisk.
We got
who
Whisk.
I don't know if likes us or hates us, but we'll figure it out soon enough.
What's staring at me?
Kaitlin, it has been a lot of fun chatting with you and just kind of getting to know you more. And Whisk, it was an honor meeting you as well as she turns to look away from me. Thank you, though, for all the work that you folks do at Wild Instincts. We truly, truly appreciate it. In the meantime, though, we're going to take a break. Buffy is in next. We'll see you after the break on Up North at 4.